All right, everyone. Look, I am not in the best shape, and I don't even claim to be so. Mid-40s. Let me tell you what I've started doing. And I kind of mentioned it, I think, on our previous podcast, but I've actually put it to action now. I've been doing yoga for a week or so. And it's always been one of them things, when you first see it, you're like, oh, who the fuck does that shit? That's women. Women do stuff like that. I'll be seeing them in the gym and stuff on TV, I don't go to the gym. Obviously, that's why I'm here. I've been seeing them out there stretching and shit and putting their legs in all kinds of weird places and whatever. And downward dog. What is a downward dog? But, it wasn't my thing. As I've gotten older here recently, I've came to realize, look, my body ain't doing what it's supposed to. My body ain't doing what it's supposed to. It definitely could be moving a little better. Actually, probably a lot better. I happened to come across a nice young lady that was doing some yoga on Instagram, or I think I came across her Instagram. I'm like, you know what? Anything's better than nothing. Because I ain't working out. So you know what? I'm just going to throw away what I thought of it. And I'm going to give it a shot. And so I did. And let me tell you what. My body ain't right. My body ain't right for this. Because they got me stretching, doing things my body can't stretch. Actually, it ain't never been a stretch. And I quickly remembered, I know everyone, when they were in gym class in high school, I don't know if they still do this, but when I was in gym class in high school, back in forever ago, wasn't even just high school, like middle school too and whatnot, you had had to do all these tests to pass these, do so many pull-ups, do so many push-ups, do so many sit-ups. And one of the tests was doing a sitting stretch, and you stretch, past your feet. I'm gonna tell you what, I can never stretch past my goddamn feet. Could never do it. I could never even get close to it. I've just never been flexible. And I'd have to have other individuals. Your knees are supposed to stay on the ground. It's supposed to be just flat legs. My knees would come up every time. So I had to get extra people to come to either side of me and just hold my knees down. And then from there, I would just stretch as far as I could, and it'd be nowhere near I'd get nowhere near my feet. I would doubt I would get too far past my knees. I was just, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I was just terrible at stretching. Not flexible at all. Fast forward years later, I had some back issues a handful of years ago. So I had to go to PT. And she's looking at me and then looking at my back, having me do things and that. She goes, oh, your hamstrings are really tight, but you're not flexible. I'm like, no. As a matter of fact, I'm not flexible at all. And apparently I got tight hamstrings. They just tight. They just tight. So fast forward to this now. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is an opportunity to get my body moving the way it should be moving. I can be stretching around. I'm gonna tell you what, the first video I did, a lot of the videos start off in Indian style. I couldn't even get my shit together to do that. I was like, I sat down to go do it. And I'm like, I did this all my childhood. This is the way everyone sat. When you were in kindergarten, whatever, everyone just sat in Indian style. So I was like, ain't no big deal. I can sit in Indian style. I wanted to go do it. I couldn't do it. Could not do the Indian style. And I was ashamed. I'm glad I was in the room by myself, because I could not do that Indian style. But I'm going to tell you what, after about 2 nights of doing yoga, I do it every night. After about 2 nights of yoga, I'm sitting Indian style now, goddammit. That's right. I'm sitting Indian style now. So now I look forward to doing the yoga every night. Just because it feels good to stretching the body out. Sometimes, obviously sometimes it hurts. It just I'm stretching my body out and getting it moving. Hopefully make me feel a little younger. Because I'm 44 right now. Sometimes I feel like I'm 88. I'm gonna tell you. But no, it's been good. And if anyone, this ain't no advertising for yoga. I'm just saying. I didn't think it was nothing, but it's something. I'll be sitting there sweating like I'm running a mile sometimes. But no, it's good. I enjoy it. If you didn't know, this is the JC Weekly Podcast. Episode 5. We done made it to 5, bitches. Episode 5. You can catch me on TikTok. I'm not posting as much. And I talked about this last time. I'm not posting as much on TikTok. I've kind of turned away from TikTok a little bit. But either way, that's where my biggest audience is. So I need to go back. But you can catch me on TikTok. JC Weekly Talks. You can catch me on Instagram, JC_Weekly. And as I mentioned last episode, if I'm not mistaken, I got the Substack now where I do post these episodes as well. And also that's where I'm putting them. I've started writing again, so you can catch all my written stuff there as well. So we're gonna talk about Druski. It was a big thing. I feel like it was a big thing this week. Druski put out a new skit. Okay. And this skit took aim at mega churches, basically. Mega churches and the preachers that are ahead of these mega churches. It was very funny. It was spot on. I didn't see no problem with it. Didn't see one problem with it. But apparently the church folk out in the world took issue. I saw quite a few of church folk who took issue, saying he was attacking. Oh, it was funny before when he was attacking white folk, but now he's attacking God. We ain't doing that. I don't care who he attacks. He's a comedian. It's what you do. But so he's attacking God. Now look, he wasn't attacking no God. Now look, actually, let me preface this whole conversation first by me saying I'm not religious. Okay? I'm not religious. I don't believe. But I don't put down nobody who does believe. I appreciate everyone who has that much faith in something. And I can just appreciate just needing that in your life. But that just ain't me. Maybe one day I will. I don't know. But either way. So, but anyway, he made this skit about mega churches and the preachers in mega churches and how they just there getting your money while they standing up there with red bottom shoes and driving Porsches or whatever and shit, Bentleys or whatever, and they just want your money. You gotta pay your tithes. Speaking of tithes, I'm gonna go off on a side tangent here. If there ain't one thing that annoys me, is when someone says or writes down tithes like ties, like you wear a tie, like TIE, tie. Like, make sure you pay your tithes. Bitch, it ain't tithes. It's tithes. I know it's hard to say. It is hard. It's TITHES. It is very hard to say. But still, what are you talking about tithes? We ain't paying tithes around here. You got your bow tie and you got your Windsor not paying tithes. Anyway. They want plenty, those preachers want, basically there for your money. And they're using your faith against you to get that money. Now, I'm not saying that is every preacher, because I don't believe it is. But those mega churches do come across in that way. So I don't think he was wrong in making fun of them or being the target of this particular skit. The weirdest thing is the people who said that he's attacking God or religion. And he wasn't doing anything of the sort. He was attacking a man. He was attacking man. Someone who's supposed to carry the word of God and the spirit, of God with them. He was attacking the folk that are supposed to be doing that, but they've went astray. They ain't. But no, people are getting angry about it. They're getting very upset. Like, you're going to attack the church? Now, first of all, one of the many things I've got, I have a problem with religion, but still, the church ain't nothing but a building. The church ain't nothing but a building. You can have faith anywhere. You can pray to your what you believe in anywhere. You can worship anywhere. We don't need the building. You ain't got to have the building. Sure as shit don't need a mega church. That just when you walk in the door, you got to pay $1,000. Okay, when you get in there, and then see people like Creflo Dollar asking for more money. I'm just saying. First of all, we don't need the building. You don't need the building at all. You can have your faith in God. It's weird to me that they can't, like, people who are attacking Druski and saying that this is an attack on religion or a God or whatever. It's weird that they can't separate the two. Like, there's man and then there's God and faith in your religion and whatnot. That's just a person up there speaking the word of God, right? And then at the tail end of it, ask you for money. But either way, that's beside the point. But how they can't separate the two? Because if you're putting them together, you're basically saying that the preacher is God, right? Am I wrong? I mean, someone need to correct me if I'm wrong. But it feels like that's what they're saying. Like, if you're attacking God, he wasn't attacking God. That preacher or any other preacher ain't God. That's supposedly a conduit, right? A prophet, as they say. And there's plenty of false ones of them. And the mega churches, I feel like, got the biggest ones, the most famous ones, all right? Famous ones, I don't know. But yeah, people are upset. And I don't know if it's because they really actually feel like he's attacking God, or it's because it's hitting a little too close to home. Like, they don't want to believe that they are being taken advantage of in the name of God, and using religion as a business model, basically. I think that's more what it is that people are feeling taken advantage of, but they don't want to admit it. I mean, because I've always, loved the joke, hey, I'll give God his money when I see him. What's he going to do with my money now? He don't need it. And within all this, it made me think about my own experiences in life. I don't know when I stopped believing. I probably, at some degree, never really was, my thing. But I was in the church every Sunday. My mom took me to church every Sunday until I was like a teenager. And a teenager, I just kind of stopped going. But one of the memories that I always hold with me is my great aunt was dying of cancer. And she was on the way out. And so family called preacher of our church. Like, hey, can you come see her? Because she was a God-fearing woman. Called and asked, can you come see her? I don't know what day this was. But his response was, no, I cannot. It is my day off. What preacher got a day off? I didn't know preachers had days off. So that might have been like the really, really start. I just didn't know it. Like I thought it was some bullshit back then. And that might have been the start of like, you know what? And then as you get older, this is me personally. This ain't got to be nobody else. This is me personally. You get older, things are starting to add up for you. Either way, doesn't matter. But that right there kind of turned me, I'm going to be honest, kind of turned me against preachers altogether. And as I've gotten older, I understand not all of them like that. There's plenty good ones out there doing the right thing. But no, Druski's attacking some men out here that are out in the open just stealing folks' money off the back of religion. And those same folks are so delusional that they think that it's okay and that it should not be talked about. I'm going to tell you what. This is how cults start. Like people in this world, like, it's wild to me because people in this world will get involved in something and have so much delusional faith. And whatever it may be. And they just cannot see past the bullshit. I'm going to tell you what, if I was a God-fearing man and I was going to church and they started asking for their tithe, and I gave what I could. Because I said, that's what they're supposed to say. Hey, give what you can. If you can give anything at all, right? Give what you can. If I walked up and gave what I could, and they looked at me and shouted me out, we've seen videos of this, shouted me out in front of everybody. Like, oh, they only giving such and such. I'm going to need you to give them at least $1,200 more. $1,200? The fuck? That is a house payment. Unless I'm living in this church right here, no, you ain't getting $1,200. Man. It's tough to see the truth sometimes. It is tough to see the truth sometimes. And when someone like Druski does it and does it so perfectly on a large scale where the whole world is seeing it, the whole world is talking about it, it's tough. Then you get defensive because you know that you are sitting in that crowd putting up with this bullshit and ain't said a word. You still believing in the word of God, still believing in God. But you come across like you believe in the man that's expressing those words more than you believe in actual God. Ain't nothing but men. And I'm going to tell you what, if we should know anything, men ain't right. Man is not right. We will get on our bullshit and we will take advantage. Look, today, this made me think something. Just today, my daughter's got a very active imagination. And she said we should just wipe out humanity and start again. I listened. I was like, oh, that's her just being crazy. But I wanted to explain afterwards. I was like, it never worked. Because we could wipe man out altogether. And then we would just make the same mistakes. Once man came up again, because it would happen again, man would, come into existence again, evolve, same mistakes would happen. This is what I said. And she's like, no, we'd see all the we'd see all the mistakes that were made before. I was like, no, how would you? Because there's no one left. You took out all of humanity, so there's no one left to document and spread the word on. Here's what the mistakes are. Here's where we went wrong first time through. That person wouldn't be there because everyone's gone, starting over. In my mind, it's just in man's nature. It's just in man's nature to take advantage. And I'm not saying every person in the world is a bad person. I'm just saying that, and especially in these mega churches, and to some degree, the smaller churches also, people sitting in the congregation are just marks. To be honest with you. They see the unwavering faith that they have in something, and they're using it against them. And that ain't right. That's not right. And it could end up being one of those things where, you get fucked over by a preacher. Now your faith wavers because you got fucked over by a preacher. And it shouldn't be that. You got fucked over by a man. He just happened to be a preacher. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how these mega churches came along and got big like this. Really. Because, I've driven past one before, obviously they're called mega churches for the fucking huge ass building and shit. And I said, I ain't gonna say I know a lot of things about the Bible, but I'm not mistaken. Isn't one of the things that was said in the Bible the meek one? Look at me. The devil got my tongue. Look, didn't the Bible say the meek will inherit the earth? The meek will inherit the earth. When I'm looking at these churches, and people like Creflo Dollar and whoever else is, ahead. What's the white guy I can't remember his name at the moment. The white guy, the famous white guy that's head of mega churches. They ain't meek. They just out here earning money. Money. It's a business. It's a transaction. It's a grift. Personal opinion. You ain't gotta agree with me. I'm just saying. The problem is too many people falling for it. And so that's why there's so many people getting upset about this, about Druski. This Druski skit. And if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Please go watch it. It is spot on. It is spot on. I feel like, in watching it, I feel like you could probably go back and find footage of preachers actually doing the shit he was talking about, and like that he was doing in the video. So, all mega churches, of course. But hey, I say, hey, don't just put the mega churches on blast. There's the small ones too. There's some shit. There's some small preachers out there as well doing the same damn thing. But yeah. Hey, and also, it's just comedy. It's just entertainment. I mean, I feel like people who are in those churches have no problem looking down their nose and judging someone else. But once they get judged, oh, it's an issue. That's probably the second biggest issue within religion, aside from the con men that get up on the pulpit. Not like I'm gonna keep prefacing by saying not all of them. I don't think it's all of them. I think there's plenty good men out there. Speaking of men and women, men and women speaking the word of God. But I also think there's plenty of con men out there. That's just the way I feel. But no, the second biggest thing is judgment. Is that the willingness to judge others, but you can't be judged. When I thought you weren't supposed to be judging nobody. But what do I know? What the fuck do I know? I'm just saying, hey, it's entertainment, it's comedy, it's good fun. Everybody's open to being made fun of, and just can't help there's a little truth in it. Most comedy has a little truth in it. This is having to have a lot of truth in it, and it hurts your feelings. It hurts your feelings. It is what it is. I don't know if I got any more on that topic, because I don't want to feel like I don't want to feel like I'm bashing religion and people who do believe in God, just because I don't. Because I'm not bashing them. I'm bashing the parts of it, meaning these false prophets that are there for money. I think I'll openly bash them all day long. Openly. I don't want to bash the people who actually openly that are actually like really I almost had a stroke right there. People that have a lot of faith, and having that faith in their life helps them get through whatever they need to get through. Something to lean on. And that's how I see it. And the thing is, to be honest with you, even though I don't believe, in some degree, I'm a little jealous of people who have that much faith into something that you can't see and you can't prove. Now, don't say that to them. All right, don't say that to them that you can't prove it, because it's all fact to them. But in my eyes, it ain't something you can prove. But to have that much faith, that's something to be jealous of. I feel like, right? To have that much faith in something, and also you feel like it gives you comfort in your day-to-day life, and the strength to move on and to think things are going to get better. I've never felt like I needed something like that in my life to feel that way. I feel like it's there a lot of times for them to lean on. I just lean on myself, I guess. But we ain't gonna be judging. All right, just saying. All right, I'm gonna stop right there, before I just keep going a rabbit hole of religion, because I'll probably talk for 30 more minutes about it, and it ain't gonna be good. But until next time, once again, catch me on TikTok, catch me on Instagram, my Substack, set them all in the front of the video, podcast, recording, whatever, however you listen to this now. And I actually just did this today, just getting these posted, the audio posted on things like Apple Podcast and Spotify, and so on and so forth. I started I just put on the video on YouTube and just left it, and I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and go all the way and do the full tilt boogie. So those should be on there soon. You'll see them. But until next time, Peace.